Jesus offers you peace, but that doesn't mean that it's a promise. It's an offering. What do I mean by that? Well, John 16 kind of outlines this whole idea because Jesus is about to get taken away to get crucified, and he's beginning to tell the disciples about all that's going to happen. And because the disciples are freaking out because they're like, Jesus, we don't know what's going on. And Jesus encourages them. He says, hey, your sorrow will turn to joy because I'm going to be taken away, but I'm coming back. And he introduces the workings of the Holy Spirit, which is important. But after all of this, at the very end of what he says, before he gets taken away, arrested, he says this in verse 33. He says, I have said these things to you that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world. In me you may have peace. Isn't it interesting that Jesus didn't say you will have peace? He says you may have peace. See, this is something that Jesus offers all believers. He offers it to you and he offers it to me. But just because he offers it doesn't mean that we accept it. And by the way, he's talking to Christians right now. He's talking to people that have dedicated their entire life to Jesus. They've gone away from their jobs. They quit their jobs. They quit everything that didn't incorporate Jesus in their life, and they moved on, and they've sacrificed everything. They truly have sacrificed everything in their life. And he's talking to these people. And what is he telling them? Hey, you may have peace in me. And he's talking, you'll have tribulation in the world, but in me you may have peace. And I just find that so interesting in today's world. How many Christians, how many believers, maybe you're watching this video, maybe it's you, maybe it's me sometimes, that we may be believers, we may be Christians, but are we living with the peace that Jesus gives? And by the way, this is a peace that goes beyond circumstance. This is a peace that you could have any doctor's report, anything could happen to you. You could lose your job, you could lose a relationship, you could get betrayed, and all the while you still have peace. And I love that in the midst, this is so crucial, because in the midst of him about to go get tortured, killed unjustly, he has peace to give. So that tells me in any season of life, the peace of Jesus supersedes everything that could come against us. Anything that the enemy could throw against us, anything that we get ourselves into in this world, anything that's tragic that we face, the peace of Jesus can overcome all of that. But it's a matter of, are we willing to accept it? It's such a tragedy that something so pure, so awesome, so available, we could just pass by and never actually take a hold of. That would be such a tragedy in our lives if we as believers are living our lives trying to do things for God, and all the while our soul is restless, our soul is tired, we're weary, we become bitter, we become angry, we become disgruntled, and we're just grumbling against God. Why? Because we're not willing to just take something that's available to you. Let me ask you this. If Apple came out, or if you're a Galaxy user, you could use Galaxy. If Apple came out and they said, hey, our new phone, our new computer, our new laptop, whatever, hey, it's new, it's to you, and it's available at your nearest Apple store. Like, it's available to you. It's free. Here, come get it. How fast are you jumping in your car and going to the mall? You're probably calling out of work sick. You're probably canceling plans. Like, hey, sorry, something came up. I got to go take it. Because you would do everything you can to get that new item, because it's so precious. It's so valuable to you. It's what you want. It helps you throughout your day. It makes things convenient. There's features to it. And so let's just take inventory right now, guys. Right? This peace that's available to us that we may have. Are you grabbing a hold of it? Are you utilizing it in your life? Are you saying, yes, Jesus, give me your peace? Now, how does he give it to us? He just explained it earlier in the verse. The work of the Holy Spirit. And when he comes, he will convict the world concerning sin and righteousness and judgment. I still have many things to say to you, but you cannot bear them now. When the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all the truth. So, Holy Spirit, Jesus works in our lives through the power of the Holy Spirit that is within us as believers. But we have to allow that work to be developing in us, because God is a loving God, and God is not a forceful God. And so he will not just force us to have peace. That doesn't make sense. He will not force us to do these things. No, we have to willingly submit to God and say, God, your will be done, not mine. Lord, teach me Lord, encourage me, convict me, and through the posture of that heart, the Holy Spirit will begin working in you, and you will see more peace in your life. You will look at circumstances differently. Things won't shake you as fiercely as it did before. Things won't freak you out as much as it did before. Why? Because you have the supernatural working of the Holy Spirit in you now that is depositing that peace that Jesus provides. Jesus gives the peace. It's for us. But are you willing to accept it? Are you willing to take a hold of it? That is the question we should be concerning ourselves with. And that we get from John 16. John 1 through 15, we've gone through all those videos. If you want to go back and look at it, let me know in the comments what you love about this verse, what you love about this series, and we'll see you next time.